Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Rabbi Sharon Brous, who will give tonight's invocation.
Elected and civic leaders, people of the city of Los Angeles, I am deeply honored to offer these words of invocation to open this sacred assembly. We stand today in Los Angeles, the city of angels, a city that calls every day upon the better angels of our nature. Abraham Lincoln birthed that image in his first inaugural address, speaking to a nation that stood in social and political crisis. And today, 156 years later, the soul of our nation is again in crisis. Today, a polarized political culture is dragging our country into a black hole of hostility and indecency. But today, we also know that the better angels, our shared dreams, our deepest commitments, can still reawaken the mystic chords of memory across this nation. We know this because our better angels guide us every day across this city, as they did when I, a Jew, walked into a mosque a few months ago and heard a Muslim community leader address a room full of Catholic Latinos. Our message to the immigrant community, he said, is that you are safe here. We will wrap our arms of love and protection around you. In that mosque, I saw in this city the deepest and purest and greatest antidote to the culture of intolerance, fear, and hatred that is so prevalent today, and that is love. I saw faith manifesting as brotherhood and sisterhood, as empathy and solidarity. People love this city, Los Angeles, because of our palm trees and our vistas, because the fingerprint of God is imprinted in our majestic beaches and our mountains, because almost every day of the year is 78 and sunny. But I love the city of Los Angeles because it is a microcosm of the rich and beautiful tapestry of America. To live in this city is to be reminded every day that we are strengthened and sustained by our diversity. I love Los Angeles because as our country has descended into demagoguery and disdain, our mayor and our city leaders have turned this city into a holy hotspot, an oasis of love and justice, a place where Jews and Christians and Muslims and Sikhs and Buddhists and Hindus and Catholics and atheists stand together against hate crimes, form holy alliance to fight homelessness and combat racism, work side by side to strengthen and support our immigrant communities, declare our commitment to protecting one another and our fragile planet. This is a city built not at the intersection of the 10, the 110, and the 101, but at the intersection of hope, faith, and love. Los Angeles remains a city with a massive gap between rich and poor, a city that struggles with painful racial and ethnic fault lines, with violence and needless human suffering and really bad traffic, but it is also a city where reconciliation and healing are possible. A city whose leaders are clear-eyed about the challenges, who know that we are not there yet, and who are not going to give up until we get there together. This is a city built on dreams and fueled by hope, the single greatest response to today's politics of pessimism and culture of cruelty. Holy One, protect and strengthen our mayor, who wears the clothes of a politician but has the heart of a prophet. Blessed One, remind us all, in a time of moral crisis, we are called not to be comfortable, but to be awake, to engage in willful opposition and restless agitation, to create sanctuaries that will drive a spoke through the wheels of injustice, to step into the fray, using all of the spiritual and political and intellectual resources that we possess to fight for one another. Help us remember that this is a city not only of creative possibility, but of moral fortitude. God bless the inhabitants of this city with holy chutzpah as we rise up against the spiritual anemia and moral decay of our nation, as we stubbornly work toward a vision of liberty, justice, and dignity for all. Source of life, lift up our better angels. Remind us to keep looking one another in the eye, to keep seeing one another, to wrap our tender arms of love and protection around one another. Shabbat Shalom, may this day of holiness bring peace to our city and to our country. And let us say, Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Los Angeles City Clerk Holly L. Walcott to administer the oath of office to the newly elected and re-elected members of the Los Angeles City Council.